Hello there. It is now week 4 of the NFL season, and we are going to do NFL Pick'em here on September 27th, 2018, right before the start of Thursday Night Football. So I figure now is a better time than ever to get this started and out of the way. Let's get started anyway. Week 4 is the official start of the NFL bye week, so I figured I'd start now with letting you know who's playing, who isn't playing, and all that. So let's get started with who's not playing. We have the Washington Redskins and the Carolina Panthers will be off this week, so don't start any of them players on fantasy football. You'll get nothing from them. Just a heads up for those who do that and people who might want to see their games this weekend. They won't be playing. Don't count on seeing them. Thursday Night Football, as many of you know, it is going to be the Los Angeles Rams hosting the Minnesota Vikings. The Rams are 3-0 and looking like football's best team, while the Minnesota Vikings are hoping to come back after a rough defeat at the hands of the Buffalo Bills. A very embarrassing loss, in my opinion, especially since the Vikings were at home, of all things. I think the Rams are going to win this, considering the home field advantage, and they want to take revenge for an embarrassing loss last year in the playoffs, 35 to 24. The Vikings are still going to struggle on offense as it looks, especially against a defense as good as the Rams. Let's go on to the Sunday 1 p.m. games. First up, we have the Miami Dolphins going to the New England Patriots. The Dolphins are the surprise team of this season at 3-0 in first place by themselves in the AFC East by, I think, 2 games. So that's impressive as all hell. The New England Patriots are struggling to look like the teams of the past. And the biggest question is, did we just see the end of the dynasty last week as the Lions might have thrown the final brick through the window, the last little window panel remaining on what is a slowly ending dynasty out of New England? Or will the Patriots put it together and get that offense started? They will have Edelman after this week, so that's going to be a big help. Maybe Gordon will play this week. Hopefully it's something, because I'm a huge fan of this team. So I'm going to hope they end the Dolphins winning streak and win 24 to 20. Um, I think being at home is going to help in the fact that this is a very important game. Look for the Patriots to kind of look a lot more lively, especially after losing to the Lions in such an embarrassing fashion. Let's see. Next up, we have the Philadelphia Eagles heading to the Tennessee Titans. Both teams are 2-1 and looking a little slow on offense this year. The only reason the Eagles, I believe, even looked a little slow last week is because it's Carson Wentz's first game. I expect that team to be a lot more put together, a lot faster, a lot more like the Eagles of last year. So I'm going to think they're going to dominate the struggling Titans who can't really seem to put an offense together with Mariota. He can't really figure out the offense. He didn't even start last week. I don't even know what their starting situation is down there right now. That team's a mess on offense. Their defense is good. I don't know. I think the Eagles are going to just steamroll right over them, 31 to 13. I mean, they only scored 9 points last week and squeaked out a win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, yeah, give me the Eagles. And yeah, boring game though. That'll be a boring game. And then we have the Atlanta Falcons hosting the Cincinnati Bengals in a game that will probably feature absolutely no defense, as the Bengals are 2-1 winning on their offense, and the Atlanta Falcons, we've seen them lose a lot of high-scoring affairs already this year, meaning their defense is as bad as it always is. I see the Falcons winning this game for. Honestly, this is one of those games where I really didn't know it's going to go one of these ways. So give me the Falcons over the Bengals because the Falcons are at home, 38 to 27. I'm probably going to get this one wrong and be all pissed off because it's going to make me have another bad pick'em record week. I just got a weird feeling that Falcons have lost a couple in a row in pretty big fashion. I think overtime. So let's see. I think they're going to try to avenge that at home. And then we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading to the Chicago Bears in a game where a lot of people are saying Winston will not start this game. And if that's the case, I don't think it really matters. I think the offense of I think the team of Tampa Bay is a little bit too much for a very young Chicago Bears team that is led primarily through their defense, letting Mitchell Trubisky kind of slowly develop. Chicago's a good young team. They're in first place in the division. But I also don't know if they are going to be able to maintain that level of the way they're doing it, especially against a more experienced, more veteran team like Tampa Bay. So watch Tampa Bay take that one 24 to 20 in a close game. Just due to simply experience, and Chicago's a young team. Yeah, but I'm not. If Winston starts, it might be a little bit more of a blowout than 24-20, but we'll see. And then we're going to have a game that I'm actually finally happy to talk about. The Detroit Lions are heading down to Dallas to play the Cowboys. Both teams are 1-2, and the Lions look very impressive coming off a Week 3 victory over the New England Patriots, where they finally broke over the 100-yard rushing mark. And I don't imagine this game going much differently for the Lions, as they're probably going to use that similar blueprint that they used to beat the Patriots on other teams going forward. You know, running the ball and using play action and using your offense effectively. So I predict they'll win 28-13 over a Cowboys offense that is still just hot garbage. Their defense is starting to get kind of slippery and shaky. It's just the Cowboys. They're not looking good. They need some help all over. Give me the Lions as a more complete team over the Detroit or over the Cowboys. 28-13. Let's go. Come on. Sunday 1 p.m. games continued. We have the Green Bay Packers hosting the Buffalo Bills. I don't think the Bills are going to pull off two improbable upsets in a row. That's not how the NFL works. The Packers won't be caught off guard by a team like the Bills. They're not the Vikings. They're not playing ahead for other teams. They're behind. Um, but I do think this will be a lot closer of a game than some people are probably predicting. But give me the Packers, 21-17. I just think the Packers are just a way better team than Buffalo. You can't really put money down on Buffalo right now until they show that that win over Minnesota wasn't a complete fluke. We'll see. I don't know if they'll win many games, Buffalo. And then we have the Colts hosting the Houston Texans, another improbable shithead horrible game that no one really should care about. Somehow the Colts aren't 0-3 as well. Um, Someone has to win this game, so give me the Indianapolis Colts 24 to the Texans offense, which is horrible, 13. You can't. They still haven't fixed the offensive line. They do horrible plays. You can have a great quarterback all you want, but if you can't throw the ball or run with it, you should just have I don't know, somebody else doing it. It's the Texans are in bad shape. The Colts are in a little better shape, so they'll get the W in another irrelevant football game. And then we have an interesting matchup in the New York Jets going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jets are 1-2. The Jaguars are 2-1. The Jaguars are fresh off of getting upset by the by the Tennessee Titans. Sorry. Give me the Jaguars 14, the Jets 9, simply because I think the Jaguars they play down on offense to their competition. Their defense is always elite, but their offense plays at the same level as the other team's offense, so they tend to play a lot of close football games. This is going to be another one of those, but I think since they're home, they will be able to just kind of overpower this young Jets team, especially on offense. They'll get right in the head of the Jets, Sam Darnold, they'll get right in his head on with that ferocious defense on Jacksonville. Jacksonville all day. Now we're going to go ahead and jump ahead to the 4 p.m. games and talk about first the Arizona Cardinals, 0-3, hosting the Seattle Seahawks. Another irrelevant game. I guess somebody's got to win, just like with the Texans and Colts. Seahawks 20, the Arizona 10. And yeah, both teams are shit now. Hopefully Earl Thomas gets traded away from this Seattle mess. Then we have the Cleveland Browns and the Oakland Raiders in another battle of irrelevancy. I just think it's funny that John Gruden's 0-3 and that the Browns are better than his team right now. So I want the Browns to win on a defensive struggle game, and I'm rooting for Mayfield in his first NFL start. Give me the Browns 17-10. Cleveland plays inspired football. The Raiders look bad again. They fall to 0-4, and rumors of trading or firing Gruden start, and maybe we'll see. I don't think Oakland's a good team. Severely overrated. They tricked us all. And then we have the Los Angeles Chargers hosting the San Francisco 49ers, and I have to take the Chargers in this one simply because the 49ers are going to be kind of a different looking team, and I don't know how bad losing Jimmy G is going to ruin this team's chemistry. I think that's going to be a very critical blow. I think San Francisco is probably a 3 or 4 win team now without Jimmy G, and it's going to start this week. They'll play a little bit of inspired football this week against a team like the Chargers, but it's going to prove to be too little to do anything, and then that'll destroy the team's confidence going forward. and then we have last year's Niners. So it's pretty much the same roster, people. It's not much different. And then finally, for the last 4 p.m. game, we have the New Orleans Saints heading to the New York Giants. The both those teams, by the way, the Chargers and Niners are 1-2. The New Orleans Saints are 2-1. The Giants are 1-2. The Giants are going to lose this game. They're not that good. They're going to go to 1-3. The Saints are going to win this game. A tough loss against Atlanta last week in overtime. Their offense is too good. Breeze is going to light up this Giants defense that, though it is good, I don't think they're ready to play someone like Drew Brees, especially since their division is kind of, they haven't played anybody really good, so no one really you can test the Giants off of. Saquon Barkley isn't going to carry the offense to win this, so 35-24. Even against a bad Saints defense, the Giants will struggle to put up offense. Now we have Sunday night and Monday night football. Sunday night we have the Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the Baltimore Ravens in a very fun divisional matchup. The Ravens are looking good at 2-1 this season, but I do not see them beating the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 1-1 after a comeback or after a pretty dominating win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Steelers are going to look to ride that momentum into Sunday Night Football in prime time, and I see them winning a near shootout, 35-31 over the Ravens. It's just because Big Ben owns the Ravens. It's just what it is. It's how it is, and yeah, so that's. And the Steelers aren't going to be bad forever. I mean, come on, folks. Monday Night Football, we have Kansas City going to the Denver Broncos in another fun divisional matchup. This is going to be a very weird. It's one of the best defenses in the NFL in the Denver Broncos versus one of the best offenses in the NFL in the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to go with the best offense is going to win this game. Give me the Chiefs 28-27. Yeah, that's going to be a really fun game. 3-0 versus 2-1 for the battle of first place in the division. Yeah, I'm really gonna enjoy this game. The winners are the fans. I mean, this is gonna be awesome. One of the Von Miller versus Pat Mahomes and that fucking defense. It's just awesome. Do not miss this Monday night game. Probably one of the better matchups of the season, especially early on. So make sure you tune into this. And Sunday night. Look at these matchups. Two hot division rivals, two really good teams that could win the division, either of these divisions. And as everyone knows, the record because of last week is at an abysmal 23-22-1. So hopefully I do a little bit better on this going forward for my week 4 pick'em, my week 4 predictions or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, let me know what your picks are. Let me know what you think about my picks down below in the comment section. Let's just keep it going, dudes. This is doing it pretty well and everything. Like the video, subscribe to the channel for more of these and results on next Tuesday or whatever. Let me know how you're doing on your own for the season, if you're keeping track of your own picks and all that. Let me know how your fantasy shit's doing too, if you play fantasy. I personally don't. I could be giving updates if I was smart and played it. But anyway, those are my week 4 picks. I already gave all the other crap. So tune into the live streams when they're on. By subscribing, you'll find out when they're on. And all that other fun stuff. Go Lions. Go Patriots. Have a great day. And see you later.